Greetings everyone, this is Marcos again, and I'm gonna share the fourth dream that I had about India and Pakistan and about something else as well. Uh, okay, so this dream was on, um, I think August 30 maybe, or August, yeah, I think it's August the 30th, and in the start it had two main parts. The first part I was on a I was like on a tour, like on a tour, and the tour was on a big battleship, big metal battleship, and it was stationed at a dock. And the we were doing this tour, and we were watching, the weapons in the ship, and we were going around the ship, and I was with a group of people, and one of the leader of like our tour guide, he was talking about the ship, and he mentioned many times. He mentioned um, something about a being who. Okay, it wasn't a tour guide. I was with a Boy Scout troop because I used to be a Boy Scout, and um, I was with my troop, with a troop that I had been for many years, and our scoutmaster, which is the adult leader of the troop, he was the one that was guiding on the tour, and he was telling us about what he called it like an ancient leader of the troop, and his name was, well, he was talking about a guy called Shushan, but in the dream I saw that the name was written with Z, so it was like Zuzan with letter Z, and I know that he didn't know this. He was talking about a old leader of the troop, like an old scoutmaster, but I understood in, like, spiritually, that he wasn't talking about a person. He was talking about a fallen angel, and I knew that it was like a fallen angel of death. So it was not a leader. It was like an entity that somehow was it had to do with the Boy Scouts. And now the Lord has. I used to be a Boy Scout, and uh, eventually I'm gonna share my testimony because the Lord, uh, when I was in the Boy Scouts, He showed me at the end, when I, like, a year before leaving, He showed me some things during a camping, and He showed me a vision, and I experienced many things, and the Lord basically told me that the Boy Scouts is a pagan organization, and that is complete. And he led me to do a lot of research, and I still have documents that prove that the Boy Scouts are, and the Boy Scouts, the Order of the Arrow, which is a secret organization in the Boy Scouts, that they are both directly related to Freemasonry, which is an occult pagan group, or a false religion. Okay, so anyway, he said that the scoutmaster said that, and we were on a ship, on a metal ship, and as we were going around, I remember that I was at the entrance of the ship. Like, it was like, the ship was docked parallel to the port. So, and on the left side of the ship, on the left, it had like a ramp that opened, or it went down, and people walked over it, and then when everybody was boarding, it would come back up. So it was like a ramp to enter cargo or people to the boat, to the ship. And I was at the ramp inside the boat, looking towards the docks, and the ramp went down, and I saw a lot of people in military suits, like in the army or National Guard, for example. And I saw that there were people, they had casual army clothes. There was no sophisticated uniform, and there was a huge bunch of people, and they had their backpacks, and they were entering the ship. And I saw this. I suddenly, well, I didn't. Well, I saw it, but I didn't necessarily see it in detail. But I saw that the fallen being, Shushan or Zuzan, uh, I don't know why, but the name was written with the letter Z, so it's Zuzan, but it was in the dream it was pronounced Shushan, like I remember the Shushan palace which is described in the book of Esther, which is the palace where Esther and the king lived. And so this being, which was of course not of God, it was a demon. I don't know how, but it was like he had control over that crowd of military people who were entering. And that being, at one point, like, God showed me how he had control, and that fallen angel um, looked towards the crowd and told them to fall asleep. And the crowd, they had apparently, it was like they had to do everything that being told them to do. And when he told them, everybody literally dropped dropped what they had, and they fell, like, right there. They fell asleep. Before they did that, when he told them to do that, because it's like he had authority over those people, like he could control them with fear, and he told them go to sleep, and they said, they nodded with their head, and they said, yeah, yeah, okay, okay, and they fell asleep immediately. And then he told them, okay, rise up, and they woke up, and they resumed walking, and they kept walking towards the ship. And then I was looking from the outside this time, and I saw that they were all inside the ship, but the ramp was still open, and they were all like waiting for instructions or waiting to be told where to sit. They were just standing inside the ship. And I was walking around the crowd, and I saw it was like a frog human hybrid or mutant, but I knew that it was like a woman who her skin was like a normal person, but she was sitting like a frog, and it looked weird and disgusting. And I knew in the dream that, of course, frogs in the Bible represent evil spirits, and I knew that it was like some kind of like a hybrid of a frog and a human. And then I passed. I kept walking in the crowd, and then my point of view was shifted, and I looked at the ship from a little bit further away from the air, not from the top, but from the side. But I was like suspended in the air, and I saw, when I could see through the walls, like an X-ray vision or something. And I saw 4 angels of death, and they were on top of the ship, and God permitted them to, like, God told them that they could, I don't know how, but like they could take the souls of people. So, but God also told them that they could only leave like a certain group alive. So I knew in the dream they were called angels of death because their function, their role, was to take souls away from the body. And in the dream, God told them to do that, and they moved their hand in a gesture, and I saw that they took. Okay, I saw the souls of most of the soldiers, and the souls went out of their bodies, and I saw the souls go up slowly and kind of pause. And when they paused, bodies fell dead, like immediately, all of them. Well, not all of them, it was most of them. And I saw at my far left of my point of vision, uh, I saw two men, and they were from the military, and they were shocked at seeing all people fall dead. And I saw that, I don't know, one of them was a white man, and he was red haired, like he had orange or red hair, and he was shocked, and he was like looking at every direction. But I knew that he could see the souls. Like he didn't just see the bodies dead, he saw the angels and the souls being taken away. And as I was seeing that, I also realized, I saw that the souls were I don't know why, well, every single soul from those people, even from those who were alive, their souls were black. Like they were filled with a lot of darkness, and I knew that God was letting me know that they were dark and black because of sin. And they looked like invisible souls filled with a lot of black smoke, and they were filled with, and God let me know that the reason why he sent the angels of death to kill them was because of sin. And the red-haired guy, he looked at them, but he was also kind of like smiling, but kind of in shock, but it was like he couldn't believe it. But it was almost like he didn't care, but at the same time he was in shock. So it was a very confusing uh, emotion that he was feeling, and he didn't know what to do. Okay, and then after that, uh, I saw. Well, after that, I found myself in a car, like in a taxi, and the car was driving. I was a passenger, and the car was driving through a road in a city in India. I don't know if it was Kerala or Karnataka, because I think it was Kerala, because the city, I knew that the city's name began with a K, so, and it was one of the two, but I think it was maybe Kerala. And I saw, as I was driving, I felt a lot of danger, and I was kind of tense because I looked outside and I saw Pakistanis and Indians, and some of them were fighting in the streets, some of them were burning cars, others were looting in the streets, stealing from each other, and there was a lot of commotion. And I wanted to get out of the dream, but before I woke up, I saw from atop of a small house in the city, I saw a street filled with the half of the street was filled with the God called them, well, they were Pakistanis, and I saw a lot of Pakistani men on the streets of India, of Kerala, or I think Karnataka, and they were in the city, and I knew in the dream that the Pakistanis were taking over the city, and the Pakistanis were protesting, and and as they took the city, the Pakistanis were, like taking over the houses and making them their houses, or things like that. And I don't know why, but in the dream, when I saw them in the street and they were like protesting, but it was more of a peaceful protest. They were just walking in the street, claiming everything. Like, we claim this land or something like that. And God, I don't know why, but the Lord, instead of referring to them as Pakistani, he called them Urdus, which I don't know why God called them that, so I guess that's their name. But it was kind of weird because Urdu is the name of the language they speak, right? Urdu, and Indians speak mostly Hindi and many other Indian languages. But instead of Pakistani, God called them Urdus, and he said that the Urdus were taking over the city of this city. I think it was Kerala, but I'm not sure. But they were taking over the city, and he said that the Urdus were protesting, and they were looting, and they were stealing things from the Indians. Okay, so that was the end of the dream, and of course this is the fourth dream that the Lord has shared to me, that there's gonna be some kind of war or a civil war between Pakistan and India. So we might have to watch India to see what happens, right? Because I know that um, they have this conflict of Jammu and Kashmir. They've had it for a long time, but I don't know. I think something may happen there. But that's what the Lord has shown me. Those four different dreams, and the other things that He mentioned as well about the a huge explosion in Kabul, and also about the four angels that I saw. I was later reminded by a family member. Like, I told them the dream, and one of the family members told me and reminded me that he reminded me of the four angels that are depicted in the book of Revelations. You know, the four angels that at the sound of one of the trumpets, I believe, the sixth trumpet, or the fifth or sixth, like, there were four angels of death. They were tied to the Euphrates River, and at one point in the book of Revelations, when one of the trumpets is sound, I think it's the sixth one, four angels go, and their mission is to kill 1/3 of the world's population, that of the global population at the time. So I believe that's kind of what I saw, and of course I'm gonna keep asking the Lord for other meanings of why were there military people and other things like that. So thanks for listening, and I urge people to take this to prayer and to share um, to other people if you feel like it, so that people can know of the things that are coming. So thanks for listening, and God bless. Bye.